Welcome to
my first YouTube video ever made.
And this is
I am here with Levi from A-Rod Films, and we will leave his YouTube channel down below. We are here to talk about the unsolved murder of Harry Dean
Stanton's
Stanton's
niece. And we're also going to talk about a little bit about Bigfoot. So to start out, we're going to talk about Harry Dean Stanton's niece. So she was 19 years old and she was from Kentucky. She was found dead on October 27, 1961. She was 19 years old at the time when she was declared she was strangled by her own brassiere, and the mysterious murder became the Kentucky's most famous cold case. Shoot. Okay, so it says
there's actually many books about who killed Betty Gale Brown.
Betty Gale Brown.
Yeah.
It's made pretty a big phenomenon in Kentucky, and it was also how big. And there's also an article that says how big was this case in 1961. It says just the whole city of Lexington was pretty much by shock, and it came out all over the news and television, and everybody was trying to figure out who killed this little girl.
In 1965, an alcoholic drifter named Alex Arnold claimed he had committed the crime. He made his confession while in police custody in Oregon.
Oregon?
Yeah.
Oregon from being intoxicated in public. He gave his testament while suffering from the withdrawing symptoms and displaying suicidal tendencies. Despite of his initial confession, Arnold eventually recanted his story. He was immediately fed due to his initial. So pretty much what they're trying to say is that he committed to have done the crime, and also, but his story sort of didn't make sense based on what the evidence found on the murder scene. She was found dead, strangled by her brassiere, and she was choked to death with her bra. And at the time, what is this?
She lived in
Lexington. She lived in Lexington. It also says here, Brown was a typical girl. She lived in Lexington with her insurance salesman father, Hargis Brown, and the homemaker mother, Quincy Stanton Brown, the sister of recently deceased character actor Henry Dean Stanton. While she attended nearby Pennsylvania University, she was popular on campus, described as likable and attractive by friends, and had no known enemies, which helped to make her murder even more shocking. In 1965, an alcoholic drifter named Alex Arnold claimed to have committed the crime. He made his confession while in police custody in Oregon and being intoxicated in public. He gave his statement while suffering from the withdrawal symptoms and displaying suicidal tendencies. Despite the initial confession, Arnold eventually recanted his story, but he was immediately fed due to his mistrial. Even since the trial, Arnold's attorney, Robert G. Lawson, has been fascinated with the case. The lawyer saved all the files and note for years, and he used to write "Who Killed Betty Brown? Murder and Mistrial Mystery." So pretty much his lawyer made the book "Who Killed Betty Brown." I talked to Lawson, who is a professor of emeritus at the University of Kentucky College of Law, to find out what it was like serving Arnold's court-appointed lawyer, and it was think the case will never be solved. Okay. What the reason it was made so newsworthy was the fact that she was pretty popular in school, so everybody seemed to like her and find her attractive. She didn't seem to have no known enemies, which apparently made the case for them even harder to solve. And the only thing that they have for evidence is a brassiere, and she was found dead
In her car.
in her car. So that doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
Like, I guess up to date, it still hasn't been, like, solved, I guess.
Okay, to be fair, this is not a bit rhetoric for Trump. Okay. Apparently Trump had something to say for it, I guess. Okay, well, here's what surprised you the most as you wrote about the book. So pretty much the lawyer of the guy who confessed about killing this girl wrote a book about it, and they questioned him, and when they questioned the guy who wrote the book, which is the lawyer, and the question was, what surprised you the most as you wrote the book, and his answer was, quote, having to be involved in one of the half of the historical events covered in the book, the investigation and defense of the only person ever tried for the crime. I obtained most of the story of all the important pieces of it when it was shortly after they occurred. My recent research revived some of my memories and then I add a lot of new information about the murder and trial. My surprise has been the degree of interest shown at the story about the passage of more than 50 years. End quote. Okay, that still doesn't give us anything pretty. So, I mean, I guess that's pretty much it for this story. There's really not even the lawyer and the people who talk about this. It's just there's nothing really much to talk about. She was found dead. Somebody claimed to have killed her. The guy who had killed her.
Well, I really don't think he did. He just wanted attention, I guess.
But why would you put yourself in jail?
Well, like,
that doesn't make
maybe
sense.
he was going through something.
Well,
Like,
it said that he showed suicidal thoughts.
You see, he could probably.
That still doesn't make sense.
Or maybe he had a family member that killed her. Or maybe she just killed herself.
That doesn't make sense.
It really does.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean,
like,
okay.
I mean, who would go in someone's car, and the thing they will use to kill her is her bra?
I mean, you can kill anybody with pretty much anything.
Yeah, but like her bra. Like, you're talking about someone's bra here.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't you use somebody's bra if you try to kill somebody?
I mean, if you're gonna try to kill somebody, you have to have weapons or something like that.
I mean, not really.
I mean, yes, really.
Not really. Okay.
Well, now we're gonna talk about Bigfoot. I think this is the most interesting part.
Yep. Okay. So there's a lot of people who believe that Bigfoot is actually real, and there's a lot of people who believe that Bigfoot isn't real. I honestly believe it's real.
Yeah, I know.
For many reasons. Okay, so Bigfoot, also known as Sasquatch, is a cryptid in American folklore, supposedly a simian-like creature that inhabits forests, especially those of the Pacific or Northwest. Bigfoot is usually described as a large, hairy, bipedal humanoid. The term Sasquatch is angelist, derived of the Hogmanay word Sasquatch. So that's pretty much.
Some people actually have caught him on tape.
Yeah,
recording a movie, I guess.
There's been a lot of people who have supposedly seen the creature, and many people believe that there's more than one. Some people say that they've seen him all over the country.
The world, maybe.
No, I don't think so. Well, there's the Himalayas. There's the Yeti. and I forgot the name of the thing that they see in Australia, but yeah. Okay, so similar is a skunk ape, whatever the name. A yowie. Yeah, a yowie. That's what they find in Australia, a yowie. People
It's
call it
basically like the Bigfoot, but it really isn't the Bigfoot. You know?
well, it's similar to the Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Well, people call it the skunk ape. The ape the name ape comes from its unusual hairy body and characteristics, and many people believe that smell is not pleasant. Other people, there's also similar creatures called the Yaren, the Yowie, the Mande Barung, the Orang Pendek, and the Yeti, which is in their Manu. Other names, Sasquatch. Most places where it's been seen in the United States and Canada, region Pacific Northwest, and habitat it's mountains and forests. So those are some facts about it. Scientists discount the existence of Bigfoot and consider it to be the combination of folklore and misidentification and hoax. Rather than a living animal, they note the lack of physical evidence after centuries of investigation, despite the fact that numerous creatures would exist in order to maintain the breeding population. A small group of investigators are sustained in their interest by occasional news reports of sightings. Such reports are attributed by persons seeing various animals, particularly, I can't say that word. Especially black bears. Various explanations have been suggested for the sightings of other conjecture of what type of creature Bigfoot might be. Scientists typically attribute sightings after the hoaxes to misidentification of known animals of their tracks, particularly black bears. So pretty much they believe that those people who supposedly see Bigfoot, they're just seeing black bears. But right here in 2007, a photo of an identified animal, the Bigfoot Research Organization claims that is a juvenile Sasquatch. So people believe that there's not just one, there's a lot. They believe it's to be creature and it's reproducing. Some people have even made
Cage?
what do you call it? No. So, some people might even made, like they made an organization to help. That's what they believe it's an endangered species. In 2007, the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization put forward some photos which they claimed showed a juvenile Bigfoot. The Pennsylvania Game Commission, however, said that the photos were of a bear with manage. Anthropologist Jeffrey Meldrum, on the other hand, said that the limb proportions of the creature were not bear-like; they were more like chimpanzees. Yeah, you see, if you look at the picture, I see how that makes sense. I see. I don't know if you guys can see that, but
That's
I don't.
what
Let me see. Okay, so pretty much they said that this. They said that this looks like a chimpanzee, looks like a bear.
Yeah, I don't know.
And they said that it looks more of a. I don't know if you guys could see it. Yeah. So they said that looks like a bear. Bears, I've never seen a bear with long legs like that. So, and then let's talk about some hoaxes, meaning jokes or not real. Both Bigfoot believers and non-believers agree that many of the reported sightings are hoax or misidentified animals. Author Jerome Clark argues that the Joko affair was a hoax, involving a 1984 newspaper report of an ape-like creature captured in British Columbia. He cites research by John Green, who found that several components. British Columbia newspaper regarded that alleged to capture as highly dubious, and notes that the mainland or guardian of the new Westminster in British Columbia wrote, "Absurdity and Britain in the face of it." End quote. So pretty much none of these people believe that this is a real creature. There's also somebody who claimed to have a frozen body of a Bigfoot female, but they paid thousands of dollars to rent it, and it was actually just a rubber ape suit, which was really embarrassing.
I mean, if you would pay $1,000, like thousands of dollars, that would be pretty embarrassing.
But why would you pay $1,000 in the first place to rent a suit? I mean, don't you gotta like poke it first?
I mean, it was frozen.
Right, but you could open it up and be like, "Hey, show me some proof."
How are you
Open it up.
put it back in?
Okay, on July 9th, 2008, Rick Dyer, and Matthew Whitten posted a video onto YouTube claiming that they had discovered the body of a dead Sasquatch in a forest in northern Georgia. I think this is the guy we were talking about with the frozen body.
Oh, yeah.
Of a dead Sasquatch in a forest in northern Georgia. Tom Discardi was contracted to investigate. Dyer and Whitten received $50,000 from searching from Bigfoot. So $50,000 just for looking and supposedly finding Bigfoot. You want to go look for Bigfoot? Let's go Bigfoot. As a good faith gesture, the story was covered by major news networks including BBC, CNN, ABC News, and Fox News. Soon after the press and conference, the alleged Bigfoot body was delivered in a block of ice. Yeah, this is the guy we're talking about. In a block of ice in a freezer with the Searching for Bigfoot team. When the contents were thawed, observers found what the hair was not real, that head was hollow, and the feet were rubber. Dyer and Whitten admitted that it was a hoax after being confronted by Steve Coles, executive director of QuadDetective.com. Yeah, that's pretty funny. I mean, they got away with it though, right? Like, they got $50,000, and the other guys got a fake suit.
I don't think they got sued.
I mean, I would have sued them. I would have got my money back. In August 2012, a man in Montana was killed by a car while perpetrating a Bigfoot hoax using a ghillie suit. So, for those who don't know, a ghillie suit is more of it's like a suit used in the military, which is covered with leaves, and it's more meant to blend in with the surroundings, like leaves, and if you go to a swampy area. And I guess this guy was trying to use a suit like that to look like a Sasquatch and was killed because he was ran over. I mean, that's why you don't play. So I myself believe there's also this picture of what appears to be Bigfoot prints, you know.
You can't really see that.
You can't really see that, but some believe it to be 16 inches long. So, I don't know. So, yeah, that's all we have.
Actually, the first case there was about Bigfoot was that this little kid,
yeah,
but that one little kid
yes,
that had, like, I guess he got lost in the forest, and the first day they couldn't find him, so till the next day they had found him beside the road sitting down, and the only thing he couldn't stop saying was the big hairy
Bigfoot
man.
had
the big hairy man, and he said that the Bigfoot supposedly had carried him there and sent him there so they could go find him or look for him and find him. Yeah.
What if it was just a big hairy man with a beard?
Well, that kid must have been.
Alright, so that's all we have.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys are gonna enjoy this, but welcome to my page.
You could also find it on my YouTube video.
Yeah. Oh, actually, there's gonna be a movie coming out. We're gonna make a movie, and
Films
I'm gonna let the
sneak peek here.
yeah.
All right, we'll join you soon.